What's up and what's going on, everybody? This is Al, and it's hard. It's hard, but this isn't that type of conversation I'm having where you are complaining and you depressed. This is one of those conversations about, all right, it's 2026. We've heard it, we've seen it. We know everybody is talking about this and that when it comes to prices. Whether it's gas, whether you go to the grocery store, whether it's got to do with your utility bills, and all I know is it's not going to change. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you still got your, everything in order, body-wise, legs, your mentality, you can still see, you can still hear, you can still reach for things with your hands, the whole nine, then, I know that what we know is around us don't make it feel great. But you got to do something for yourself, because if you don't, nobody's going to do it. They're not going to rescue you. They don't care. The rich is getting richer. The poor is either getting poor or they just stuck, right, where it's starting to become more of an unbalance because things have gone up, things have increased. For example, my electric bill, once upon a time, since I lived in my house, was as low as 100 and something. I've been in my house since 2007, and I remember my electric bill back then used to be like a low 100 and some. Water bill, not even 100, not even close. And then as years progressed, I started seeing my electric bill no different. I'm not doing anything any different than what I usually do. I got washers, I got dryers, I got my furnace, my AC unit, everything that I still have. In my kitchen, I still run my electric stove, the whole nine. I haven't changed anything. But the electric bill has gone up $200 more. So now I'm paying roughly anywhere estimate of $336 a month. Set up with my electric company, what you call average billing. So basically, I pay about that same amount under contract for every month. Water bill has gone up now to $126. I think that's what they just took out, and I have it set up for automatic pay. So when I seen it, I almost cut off auto pay because it went up, and I was like, whoa! I don't know what y'all trying to do, but I always pay my bills. I'll tell you like this: I have it set up that when it comes to my bill structure, for me being a retiree and for what I make as a retiree, I have enough earned that I should never be behind in my bills, right? That's how blessed, that I am. Thank God that I can afford to take care of all my necessities. The problem is, I'm not a homebody. If I was a homebody, then that would be cake, right? Pay my bills, chill out, watch TV on a regular basis, right? Go for a little walk if I want to, but I don't do that. I'm not a traveler either. I don't go out of town and none of that kind of stuff. But I still have a movable lifestyle where I do a lot of fishing. I do go around places in town and things like that. So that takes money. It takes gas. And right now, gas is $3-something. So all these things that are happening, I know in order for me to keep it moving, I have to always grind. I always have to get up. Today is Sunday, and my wife, we're two different people. She can stay at the house and be comfortable, right? It's not going to bother her. She does everything in her backyard. She's got a botanical back there. She can go sit back there with her cat, watch flowers and watch birds and take her camera and make videos of it. Real sweet things. I see it and I get a kick out of it. But me being the man of the house, I can't see myself just sitting and doing those things. I always feel that I have to be prepared. So I always get up in the morning and I go from several different side hustles. My biggest right now is I'm a poker player, right? Anybody who follows me, you'll know this already. I'm a poker player. So it's not lucrative. I ain't gonna lie. I try to act like I'm making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and things like that. No, I grind good enough that if I put if I can walk out the building with 300 to 400 a day, then, you know, some days are okay, some days I lose. So some days I don't even get that, I lose 3. I may lose 400 or something like that. But I do it on a daily schedule, right? So I'm daily doing this. So I have more upside than I have downside. And that is how me, myself, I'm able to keep my bills, right, not stressing me out when I pay them, right? Because I make the money back and then some, that it catches up and handles those affairs. But in 2026, if you don't know by now, there's a lot of videos of people talking about their mortgages, talking about getting laid off, talking about they getting fired. Not laid off, but fired, released. 60 years old. I'm 60 years old myself. Luckily for me, man, I just nipped it in. I just cut the middleman out, and I went into the military. I'm telling you right now, if I didn't go into the military, I would have been, I guarantee, because of the way I used to be in school, I didn't do anything that made anybody knock on my door, send me letters and all that kind of stuff to come to college and all that. No, I just graduated, and I would have been in the workforce. No telling what I would have been doing, but I started out as a porter in the warehouse. And then I was trying to get in the warehouse as a forklift driver, and when that wasn't happening, I decided one day I'm joining the military. I was still young, and I did it. And I you know, and that's how I re-educated and hit the reset button. And lo and behold, man, in 20 years, walked out of that place with honors, everything I needed, benefit-wise. I still got all my benefits 100% intact. So I still have all that kind of stuff under my belt that I educated myself when I got in there, and I hung around people that were positive in my circle and trained me to think and be prepared for what was going on later on in my future when I was there. So I did all that, and I walked out the door, and now I'm in a good place. I moved to a place that's stable for me to have my living conditions met, right? Since I'm a fisherman, I wanted to be next to the water, so I found me a state and a city that put me on the beach, right? So that's taken care of. So I don't have to worry about vacation money and things like that, because I'm already in the vacation hot zone where people love to come down and travel. They catch flights. They drive down here. They do their college weekends and stuff here. This is where they do it at. So basically, I'm in that type of lane. So that's another thing too. You have to make yourself happy. I know people want to live around family and things like that, and that's cool. You know, I love and miss my family to death. But as my own individual, to be able to take care of my own self, my needs have to be met for me to be happy. Yeah, I moved, and I'm in a place where my family is where they're at, I'm where I'm at, and we all get along. They all understand. We all mature enough to understand that we'd rather have everybody comfortable than have to worry about having somebody always calling us and saying they need help. You get what I'm saying? So that's the one thing I can say me, my brother and sister did. We put ourselves in a lane where, you know, we were able to sustain a livelihood. And when we call each other, right, we basically just call each other when we talk, right? Same thing with my mom. My father died in 2010. But that's either here or there. The main thing is this. You have to, like they say, get out, get up and do something. Don't let the world pass you by. Remember that? Goody mob. And you have to. You have to get up, get out and do something. Because if you don't, your well will run dry. If you sitting back going, roll with me, and not making things happen, right? Because even though I'm retired, like I said, I know if I still need things, then I have to get out there and make it happen. And that is what I do, right? So I got things that I like. I got a 2026 Chevy Tahoe, C71, right? Truck that I love. I wanted it, I got it, traded in my 24 for it, hit the reset button, and just said, okay, no big deal. I'm still healthy, I'm still young at 60. I can still get out and get what I need to take care of my situations. And that's what I do. So I just grind. And That is mainly what a lot of us do that know about this. The people that get on these websites and be complaining and whining, to me, I think you were expecting, if you did this and you did that, that the world automatically was going to accept you and say, hey, come on. But then everybody's finding out. It's not like that. It's not like that. People are getting cut left and right. Everybody now is feeling the wrath of bills, right? Whether you black, white, Chinese, Indian, whatever. Everybody is feeling it. So everybody's got those complaints. But a lot of us, believe it or not, especially my culture, right? We already knew what hard times were. We already knew about what you were going to have to do in order to keep it going. Side hustling, right? I grew up with dice rollers, card players. My father was a pool shark, right? Had a job, take his money, go flip it at the pool halls because he was good at playing, he was good at shooting pool. So that was a big St. Louis thing. Pool was a big St. Louis thing. My uncle, dice roller, shooting dice. Good at it for what he did and stuff like that. Me, myself, I'm about playing poker. I've been playing it since 2002, right? And now I play it on a level where it's actually here, so I can play it on a regular basis instead of traveling. When I used to play it and travel, it was never really the same. But now, it's right here in my backyard. So yeah, I will play it lights out. I don't play it just to sit around and have fun with people. I get on the table and I'm trying to wait until I get the best hand or I get the best position to make it happen. Get a couple of hundred and I'm out of there. I can go up there every day, just like today is Sunday. And that's where I'm heading to right now. That's where I'm heading to right now. But you have to figure it out. And if you sit around, if you linger on something too long, man, it's gonna eat you up and you'll never move. Like when people say, hey, they want to do this, they want to do that, but they never move to do it. And we all do it because I got things that I personally know in my past that I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And I never did it. I never did it. But I didn't linger on it, right? I just move on to the next. I just said, hey, it was something I wanted to do, it was a dream, but it never happened. So I have to understand that. But in reality, I know I still gotta live. And grabbing a camera and complaining about what's going on around you isn't going to change that. Going to church isn't going to change that. Quit thinking you're going to church and all of a sudden, and people gonna probably see it wrong and it's fine. But me, myself, I don't do it like that. I'm not going to listen to somebody counsel and preach, right, about stuff that's going on in this world. I already know. I'm the kind of person where I'm built to know that you can preach all you want, but your preaching isn't going to do anything for me. So I know I got to get myself out there. Somebody tore a pole up. Somebody late night driving, I guess, hit something. But I know him preaching isn't going to do anything for me. He's not a bank. He's not my credit. He's just some words, right, that's coming out of his mouth. And I just tell myself that I'm good. I'll figure it out. Me and God upstairs, we got our own special bond. And when I need something, I'll talk to him and get it worked out, straightened out. But I'm not going to rely on church for that reason, for that to happen. But while I'm sitting in there, I could be up here playing cards right now, which is where I'm going. And that is how that's mainly how you move. Some of y'all not going to agree with me because a lot of y'all, y'all do enjoy going to church and things like that, but I'm not going to listen to somebody talk for an hour and a half. I'd rather just do it how I do it, and that's what I'm going to do. So, but the whole topic is you cannot sit around with your thumbs and your fingers under your seat, sitting on your hands, right? You have to make things happen for yourself. And a lot of it can be, something that you've probably never done before, but side hustles, that's something that's always been in our culture since day one, because we had to. We had to grind. Get off work, go grind. That's just what we do. And we understand the mission. That's why we don't really, you rarely see us hardly complaining on the sites about the government, about money and things like that. Some people do it now because they have content, right? So they go along with that. But for the real ones, right, that's actually in the trenches and all that kind of stuff, man, we've been used to this kind of stuff. This isn't nothing new to us, right? Bills not being paid, water being cut off, electricity being cut off, having to take your cord and plug it up to somebody else's home and all that kind of stuff to get electricity or whatever. That's nothing new for a lot of us, right? We grew up with that. But the ones that grew up and learned from it and got out the trenches, such as yours truly, I've always never just sat on one and never had opportunity to get at something else. If it was there and I was interested in it, I just automatically started doing it, right? That was just the way I am. So, and that's what I'm doing now. Cars is my thing. So I'm going in here on this Sunday morning, and the only thing I'm going to be complaining about is how did I make that call and why did I make that call if I lose? That's the only thing I'm complaining about. But right now I'm up. So like I said, man, side hustles, get them done. Don't sit back and cry and waste time and energy, because that's going to put a negative kind of thought in your head. Figure out how to get around it. Figure out how to get around it. And, you know, get some people that's positive and connect with them. That is how you get around this. Because it ain't going to change. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Guarantee. It's going to probably, we already seeing it. Gas just went up another 7 cents in my area. So, you know, that tells you something. Nothing's going to change, man. Gas been since, the late 90s, used to be 99 cents. You ain't never seen gas 99 cents after it went up past that 99 cents. It just kept going up higher and higher. But the only thing was, it didn't just jump. It just, over the years, went up a little higher and higher compared to where we at now. So, yeah, 99 cents. Even lower for the older people that know, that's older than me, that know about it. But for me, when I was doing it, it was 99 cents. You used to get out the car, get gas, go inside the gas station, and handle your business in the gas station, right? Get what you needed in the gas station. Now, you basically just get gas. You don't even want to walk into the gas station and get anything out of there, because you already know you're going to be spending over $100 and something in a gas station. Who wants that? Who wants to spend that type of money in a gas station? Nobody. But that is what the norm is now. This Gold Star D, this is well over $65 for me to fill it back up. $65 to fill it back up because of gas prices. But as long as I can move, I'll figure it out on how not to have it bother me so much. You get what I'm saying? That's what the whole challenge is. Figuring it out so it doesn't bother you. And then, you know, you'll just say, you know what? Things are what they are. But as long as I can move, I'll make it happen. Make it happen. With that said, I'm out. And these are just my thoughts. So this isn't scripted. This isn't anything worded or nothing like that on paper. This isn't thought out like a day or so and then I just start talking. No, this is just me cutting it on. I seen something on video, and then I just had my own little taste of what I was saying, because basically we're just people complaining. People complaining. And I'm like, you got to do something about it then. Make it happen. Because it ain't going anywhere. That's for sure. So don't get mad. Don't go grab no gun and say I'm going to take somebody out and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to get caught. And then you're going to be sitting in jail, in prison for the rest of your life. That's even worse. As long as you out here, you got opportunity to make it happen. So think positive and conduct yourself right and strategize in a positive sense. That's how you do it. With that said, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Peace and God bless.